Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial, and today I want to show you how to make the Sweet Love crystal hearts. And these are really easy to make. They're not all that complicated. You can make them in various sizes. As you can see here, I've made 3 different sizes. I've made them out of 3mm crystals, 4mm crystals, 6mm crystals, and you can even make it out of an 8mm crystal, which I have done here. I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for, but it is really big, and I may even use it for a pin to wear on my jacket for Valentine's Day. To get started on making this motif here, I would call it a motif or a heart. You will need the 6mm jump rings if you're going to make this like this and join these hearts together. As you can see, I've done in here. You're going to need eye pins to make simple loops to join all of these together. If you want to do this, you can make it the entire length of your chain, or you can add chain to it. You will need some monofilament fishing line. I am going to use illusion cord, which is made by Supplemix. It's called Supplemix illusion cord monofilament, or you can use regular fishing line in a 8-pound or 6-pound, preferably the 6-pound, because you're going to make several passes through your beads. You're going to need a couple different sizes of jump rings for if you're making your necklace. I use the bigger ones to join them and the smaller ones to join the chain to the beads that I'm put on eye pins. You will need some crystal hearts if you want to make the dangles off of the earring like so, like that. So you will need these, and you will need a bail, and that's the only thing that really holds these good, but you could use a jump ring through the smaller hearts anyways. You will need 23 bicones of whatever size you're going to make. I'm making this again in 4mm, but I'm going to use red and gold to try and show you what to do. And you are going to need some 11/0 seed beads, and I'm just going to use a silver colored seed bead for the heart. Now, in most videos, when you're working with monofilament, most people paint the ends of their, because it's clear and it's hard to see, and depending on the color of the beads you're using, this is difficult to see where it's passing through. As you can see, you can barely even see it in the camera. I don't use permanent marker because it wears off. It comes off with your fingers. It just comes off really easily. This is what I use, nail polish. So I take my brush and I dab it right off, so there's barely any nail polish on this brush, and I don't want it dripping or pouring off, so I wipe it off really, really good. Wipe off your nail polish really good. Take your end and just paint it really lightly. And I'm telling you, this nail polish will last longer than your permanent marker will. And it makes it a lot easier to see your ends. Just put a very, very thin coat. As you can see, I'm just lightly covering this. So that's it. And that's how it's going to look. It's going to be a lot easier for you to see, to work with your ends, if you put some kind of color of nail polish on it. So gather your 23 bicones and all your materials that you want to make this in different sizes, and I'll be back to show you how to make the heart. Okay, I have decided for the purpose of this video I'm going to do it in 3 colors, just because I need you to see where this is going to pass through certain beads. So I'm hoping this will make it a lot easier. So first off, after you've painted your ends, which I have done here, the first thing you're going to do is pick up 3 beads on one of your ends. I'm right-handed, so this is my right hand. So I'm going to pick up one of each color just for the purpose of this video. If I do it all in one color, it's complicated for you to see where you're going to put your threads, and just let those fall for now. And then you're going to pick up 2 seed beads, and you're going to take your other thread and your fishing line, and you're going to pass it through both of those seed beads. So you're going to cross it through. And I can't seem to get that. There we go. Like so. So you're going to just cross these ends together. Like that. Put your ends together and just bring this down so that it gets into the center of your work. Now, this is what you should have, but not these colors. Alright, I'm going to pin this down and I'll be right back. Okay, I've pinned it down onto my mat here just because it's going to be easier for you to see what I'm doing. Now, you're going to pick up 1 crystal on each end, 1 on each side, and then you're going to pick a 3rd crystal up and you're going to cross both your ends through this crystal. Like so. And you're going to pull down. So you have this. I'm not doing any fancy order, I'm just trying to get all the crystals to be different. Now you're going to pick up another crystal on each end. And then you're going to pick up 2 seed beads and you're going to cross through the 2 seed beads. Like so. And pull. And this is what you have so far. You're going to do the same thing again. You're going to pick up a crystal on each end and then you're going to cross through the 2 seed beads. Pick up 2 seed beads and cross through the 2 seed beads and pull. And this is what you have so far. Now you're going to pick up a crystal on each end and then you're going to pick up a 3rd crystal and you're going to cross through the 3rd crystal. And pull. And we're going to repeat this 2 more times with seed beads now. Instead of a 3rd crystal, we're going to pick up 2 seed beads. So pick up a crystal on each end. And pick up 2 seed beads, and you're going to cross through the 2 seed beads. And one more time. And cross. And pull. Now, this is what you should have on your board. Oops. You should have 5 sections with seed beads crossed in it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So this will be the outside side of your heart. This part here is the side. Now you're going to take, I don't know if you're right or left-handed. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to pick up a crystal, and I'm going to take this off because I need to move this. I'm going to pick up a crystal with my right hand, and I'm going to put my thread through the very first bead, which is this purple one I put on in the first section, because now we're going to join them like so. So now this side's joined. On the left side or right side, whatever your hand you have free, you're going to pick up a crystal, and you're going to cross your threads, your ends, through the crystal like so, and you're going to pull that down, and you're going to see that you have just formed like a circle all the way around. Now you're working now, because your crystal will be on the side, your threads will be exiting sideways now. They're no longer exiting this way. So what you need to do is take your right thread, and they're both crossed here at this top crystal here. I'm going to go to the right and go through this crystal here, which is the gold one. I'm not adding any beads. And I'm going to do the same on the left. I'm going to go to the crystal that's right adjacent to the one we crossed in, and I'm going to pull. So now we're ready to add another crystal. Okay, so you've crossed here. This is what you should have. Let me just show you. Alright, now, doesn't matter which hand you pick up a crystal on, but you're going to pick up another crystal. I'm going to pick up a purple one, and you're going to cross through this crystal. You're only picking up one. And pull. Now this is where you need to determine which part of your heart's the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter which two crystals you go through, either these two or these two, whichever two. One you're going to leave out of the, exiting out of the crystal you just put on, so don't do anything with your left thread. Your right thread, you're going to go through the two crystals. I'm exiting out of this one I just put on, and you're going to exit through these two red ones. Just one thread. So you're going to exit through these two crystals, this one and this one. And you're going to pull your thread through. And now you're going to take your ends and you're going to add another crystal. And you're going to cross. You're going to cross through this crystal here, like so. And you're going to pull that one, and it's going to sit in the very middle. It's going to pull this open, and there's the shape of your heart. Kind of complicated to see with all these colors, but I'm just trying to make it easier. It'll look even better once we put our threads through. So now you're exiting the here, and your threads here and your threads here. Now you need to exit through this crystal, and cross in this crystal here. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to get it here. So my thread is exiting here out of this gold one. I needed to exit out of this one here, because this is going to pull your heart right into shape. So exit out of that one. Take your other thread, and it's coming out of the gold crystal here. We needed to exit this way because we're going to cross Pull this tight. Now you're at the very tip of your heart, and that's where you need to cross your threads. And this will finish off the one side of your heart. So cross your threads through that last same bead, like so, and give it a pull. And there is one side of your heart done. Now you're going to turn it on the side. Again, we're working on the side. You're going to take one end, which is right exiting by these 2 seed beads. You're going to come through the 2 seed beads. You're going to exit through the 2 seed beads. Having a really hard time. There we go. Exit through those 2 seed beads on the side and pull. You're going to take your other end, and there's this crystal that's sideways here, this purple one, and you're just going to exit through that crystal. Like so. And now we need to cross in this gold crystal here. Cross both our threads through that. This gold one. So I'm going to take both my ends, cross this one through, take the other end, and cross it the other way. This one's going to be in my way. And cross it that way. And give it a pull. So now we are ready to add, because this side here is kind of hollow, and this side is full. So flip it over now. You're going to do the same thing as you did on the previous. When you finished over here, you were crossing in an end bead on the side like that. So now we have to run our threads to get started to add our last 2 beads. You're going to run your thread beside, this is the right, run it right beside, and this is going into the gold one, because it's the side bead. Pull that through. And this one is exiting here, and you're just going to run it through the bead right beside where it's exiting. So that's it. Now you're going to pick up one crystal and cross through the one crystal. I'm crossing through a red one. And you're going to pull. Like so. Now, you've already determined on this side where the bottom of your heart is. So let this end down for a bit, and you're going to put your right hand. So this is the bottom of the heart, and you can see you have to go through these 2 beads here. So this is the bottom. You're exiting here in this red one. You're going to exit through one bead beside it, like so, and then exit through the next bead here, like that, and pull. And you're going to add your last bead. I'm going to add a purple one, cross through that bead, and through here, like so. And that completes one of your hearts. Now, you still need to weave your ends in so you can pull this heart perfectly into shape. So just exit through some beads that are beside where you're exiting. So we'll go through this one, same as before. We want to keep our hearts tight. Exit through this one. And then exit through this end one again on one side. Pull this nice and tight and then tie it off where your threads meet here. And I'm just going to do a box knot, square knot, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to do right over left, making sure these aren't all twisted up like that. Alright, so square knot is taking the right thread, this right end, putting it over top of the left, wrapping it around, and pulling it tight. And then you'll take your left over your right, like so. And making another overhand knot. And ta-da. Now, when I made all my hearts, I used to close off these knots, lock off these knots here, I used clear nail polish. So just dab the end of your knot right here, that's between here, ever so lightly with clear nail polish. Let it dry, and then you can cut your ends of your fishing line off. So I'm just going to pretend I did it. So this is a 4mm heart, which is the size that I used in the middle of this bracelet here. Oh, sorry, not the middle. It's the size I used here. Okay? Now, to attach one heart to another, let's get some pliers here. Let me get these out of my way. To attach, so I'm going to attach these two. Quite a big difference from 4 to 8. I'm going to take my bigger of my jump rings, which will be the 6mm. And where you, on the side here, you're going to see you have your seed beads here, seed beads here. You're just going to take your jump ring around those two seed beads, like so. And you're going to add both hearts around. It's a little harder to get in the smaller ones, but it goes. And then you're going to close, oops, I dropped it. And where's my other pliers? Right here. Alright. And then you're going to close this off. And that's how you join your hearts. So you can put many as you want here. You can put 5, you can put 4, you can put whatever. Now, the way I joined the heart down here on this one is I had to put a piece of chain and hang it from the side here, only because I couldn't get a jump ring through this section with the 6mm. So the bigger piece you use, you should just hang some chain, or you can hang dangles down from it. You can do whatever you want. But the reason I did this way is because I couldn't get a jump ring through this section of the bottom of the heart. On the 3mm, yes, a jump ring fit in there no problem on the 3mm crystals. And to attach it to an earring, you're going to do with excuse me, You're going to use a bigger jump ring, and you're going to open your bigger jump ring. Let me just take this off because it's going to be hard for me to work with this on here. Where are you? There it is. There we go. Alright. For attaching the earring, you're going to open your jump ring pretty wide. Like that. And then I just scooped in there on the 3mm. I don't think I can do it. Oh yeah, there we go. And there's the 4mm. You can kind of manipulate it, pull it apart. And dig it out of there and close it up. And you're just going to scoop it underneath the 2 seed beads here. So there's a loop. And it worked for the 4mm as well. So that's it to making this crystal heart in all the different shapes or all the different sizes. Oh, and to add your bail, I've got bail here. I'll show you how to do this with the crystal heart. All I do with the bail is take it and pry it open with my pliers like so. And then I put the heart in there and I close it with my fingers best I can. And then I carefully take my pliers and squish this bail shut without cracking my bead. And that's it for adding a bail onto a heart. And then you could take a jump ring and you can hang it off of the chain like I showed you on here. Don't think a jump ring is going to go through this 4mm. No, I don't have a big enough jump ring for that. I would just hang it off some chain perhaps. That's it. That's all it is to making these hearts. If you wanted to do some dangles like I had done, not dangles, joining this, I could show you how to do that really quickly. You're going to take a head pin, you're going to take your bead on it, hold your bead there, fold it over like so, grip it with your pliers, close to the end because you don't want a big huge loop. Fold this over your pliers like so. So it's bent over your pliers like that. Give your pliers a turn, not removing the loop, pliers out of your loop there, and then finish it by wrapping this end around your pliers. And then pull your pliers out and then you have a little loop. And then you're going to take your cutters and where these join together here, snip it off. And as you can see, your loop is kind of still open. Just give it a close. I use my pliers, or you can use the round nose, and I always straighten my loops up like that. So there's one, whoops, there's one piece done. Show you one more time. On here. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. I didn't want to do that on the camera. Alright, so you're going to take your bead, bend it like that, 90-degree angle, put your pliers in, grab this part of it, like so, fold it over. Give your pliers a half turn and finish wrapping that loop around your pliers like so. You're going to snip it off. Where these cross over is where you want to snip it close to that. Now, as I was saying, you could take your round nose pliers back in the loop and straighten your loop out, like so. And to me, I don't like the way it does that, so I always use my pliers. And then you're just going to join these, open one of your loops, and join them. And you can make a nice big long chain like this, using all the sizes of the crystals that's it. All the size of crystals that you use. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and inspires you for Valentine's, and you managed to make yourself some hearts. They're really pretty. I hope that this was easy for you to see with all these different colors. Hearts. And I want to thank you for watching, and if you make any of these, whichever design you do, post it on I Bead For You, which the link's below if you're not a fan of mine on that Facebook page, and subscribe for upcoming videos. And I'll see you soon on the next video. Have a great week. Bye-bye.